Hello everyone, welcome to the Learn with Sandra show channel. My name is Alexandra and I'll be your guide in this educational journey. So in today's video, we're going to be tackling the JAMB CBT past question for the subject English Language Year 2023, and we're going to be solving question 48 to 70. So stay with us, don't go anywhere, and I'll be right back. Question 48. Now choose the word or phrase from A to D which has its meaning opposite to the underlined word or words in each sentence. She was impertinent until she met her husband. Now I've discovered a fast method, a smart method to solving antonym and synonym questions. Okay, so and that is using the positive and negative indicators. For example, impertinent is a negative word, and because it's a negative word, we've been asked to choose the antonym, the opposite in meaning, right? So the answer should be a positive word. So option A, subdued, is negative. Option B, extravagant, is negative. Option D, promiscuous, is negative. And that leaves us with option C as the final answer to this question, because cautious is a positive word. Of course, I would recommend this method to you for smart students, okay? If you can use this method, please go ahead and try this method out. It will help you save time. It's really, really fast. But using the interpretation method, impertinent is, lacking respect, being rude, impolite, bad-mannered, and all of that. Subdue is defeated. Extravagant is excessive spending, right? Promiscuous is engaging in sexual activity with several partners. Cautious is being polite, so being respectful, and all of that. So option C is the final answer based on the interpretation method. Question 49. Now, this question is based on the Life Changer novel. According to the novel, which of these characters had a nasty experience on the account of using social media? So the answer to this question is definitely option C, Salim. Okay, so we can find this on page 72, or you can read the whole of chapter 9. Okay, so we learned that Salim, had a nasty experience with several ladies. So the first was a lady he thought was beautiful, and on seeing her, she was the opposite of what he expected, and there was Natasha who encouraged him to visit her, but on getting there he was robbed, and it dawned on him when he got there that she was part of the conspiracy. So the answer to this question is option C, Sally. Question 50. Now this question is under synonyms, nearest in meaning, and the underlined word is repugnant. Repugnant rules in the society should be repelled. Now let's use the SMART method, okay, the positive and the negative indicators. Okay, so repugnant is a negative word. Even if you don't know the meaning of the underlying word, you can use the surrounding words to determine if it's a positive word or not. Like I said, this is a SMART method, okay? So option A, we have enacted. Enacted is a neutral word. We can't really tell if it's a positive or a negative word. So it's a neutral word. Exemplary, it's a positive word. Abhorrent is a negative word. Justified is a positive word. So nearest in meaning to the underline, so we are looking for a negative word. So that makes option C the final answer to this question. Okay, so using the interpretation method, repugnant means unacceptable. Okay, enacted means make into law. Exemplary means good model or good example. Abhorrent is disgusting. Justified is marked by good reason. So the answer to this question is definitely option C, abhorrent. 51. Now this question is based on the Life Changer novel. Bint was encouraged to take French at the primary level because dash. So the answer to this question is option A, and we can find this on page 1. Okay, so French was an optional subject, but parents encouraged it because it requires minimal effort. It is easier to acquire new language at the early stage or at the early age. So the answer to this question is option A. Question 52. Now this question is under contrastive stress, and the word emphasized is football. Okay, Spain won their last friendly football match. Okay, so the answer to this question is option D, that Spain win their last friendly basketball match. Okay, so don't forget that in contrastive stress, you need to look for the option that does not include the emphasized word or has a different word compared to the emphasized word. So basketball is different from football, and that makes it the answer to this question. Okay, so if you look at option A, B, and C, it all contains the emphasized words, and so option D is the final answer to this question. Question 53. So choose the option that is nearest in meaning to the underlying word. So this is under synonyms, right? The boss is quite inflexible once he has made up his mind. So inflexible is underlined. Let's use the positive and the negative indicator. So inflexible is negative. Option A, wicked, negative. Option B, relaxed, positive. Option C, excited, positive. Option D, unyielding. So automatically we'll eliminate option B and C, so we are left with A and D because it's also negative, right? So unyielding will be the final answer to this question, because wicked is just beyond the context. It has gone out of context, because when we think of wicked, we think of evil. Okay, so unyielding is not yielding. Okay, unwilling to change, to bend, someone that is rigid is unyielding. Okay, so when we think of inflexible, is also unwilling and not flexible, and not willing to change, not willing to bend. You think of being stubborn, when you think of inflexible. So the answer to this question is definitely option D, unyielding. Question 54. So this question is under antonyms, opposite in meaning. Okay, so my mother is a shrewd businesswoman. Okay, shrewd is on the line, and shrewd is a positive word. Okay, it's a positive word, so we are looking for a negative word as the answer to this question. Okay, using the positive and negative indicator. Okay, so option A, reliable, positive. Option B, resourceful, positive. Option C, orderly, positive. Option D, gullible, negative. So we are safe to say that option D is the final answer to this question. But when you want to interpret it, gullible is someone who is easily deceived. Shrewd is marked by intelligence, you are clever and all of that. So option D is the final answer to this question. Question 55. In the following question, choose the option that best completes the sentence. The guest would have arrived earlier, but it was dashed in traffic. So the answer to this question is option B, held up. So held up means to be delayed in traffic. Okay, so it's used in the context of traffic congestion. Okay, so option B is the final answer to this question. But when we speak of held down is to restrain. So you picture someone preventing another person from moving. So held about does not exist as a phrasal verb. Okay, option D, held off means to delay your action or decision until a later time. Okay, so the answer to this question is option B, held up. Question 56. Now this question is under synonyms, nearest in meaning, right? So no one would complain if you emulate good behavior. Now this is an example of a question that you might not be able to use the positive and the negative indicator. Okay, so you need to rely on the interpretation or the meaning of the word. So emulate is a neutral word. Okay, so nearest in meaning, you look for an option that is also neutral, right? So option A, differentiate, is a neutral word. Option B, condemn, is a negative word. Option C, imitate, is a neutral word. Option D, exhibit, is a neutral word. Okay, so relying on the interpretation of each word, emulate is to imitate. That makes option C the final answer to this question. Exhibit is to show or to reveal. Differentiate to be recognizing what makes one thing different from the other. So option C is the final answer to this question. Question 57. He was both a writer and a politician, but he was better than a singer. The answer to this question is option D. So you agree that as a singer is the answer to this question. So as is the correct conjunction, introducing the comparison in the sentence. So option D is the final answer to this question. Question 58. So choose the word that has the same consonant sound as the one in brackets. So the letters in bracket are T and H, and it is pronounced as V. Okay, so we have option A, worth. Option B, dress. Option C, brother. Option D, wealthy. So the answer is option C, brother. As you can see, the sound in smooth is also the sound in brother. So let me do a quick breakdown. The sound in smooth is different from the sound in worth. Okay, so these two sounds are similar. They are produced in a similar way. The only difference is one is with vibration and the other is without vibration. Okay, so how do you produce the sound? Just lift the tip of your tongue to the upper set of your teeth, okay, and produce one with vibration. How do you know it's vibrating? Just touch this part of your body and you feel the vibration. And okay, one is without. Okay, so the answer to this question is definitely option C, brother. Question 59. Identify the option with a different stress pattern. So you can rely on my pronunciation to get the answer to this question. So let's go. Option A, reservoir. Option B, contribute. Option C, importance. Option D, deposit. So from my pronunciation, you can guess that option A is the final answer to this question, reservoir. So it is stressed on the first syllable as opposed to option B, C, and D, which has its primary stress on the second syllable. So option A is the final answer to this question. Question 60. So this question is under contrastive stress. The union congratulated the elected president. So the word elected is underlined, is stressed rather. So the answer to this question is definitely option D. Did the union congratulate the ousted precedent. So for contrastive stress, you need to look for the option that does not include the stressed word or have a different word entirely from the stressed word. So option D is the final answer to this question because we have ousted. Question 61. Now this question is based on the Life Changer novel. What appellation was given to Tali for all his amazing show of personality? The answer to this question is option D, the quiet one, and we can find this on page 21. So we learned that he never, raised his voice at anyone. He never disagrees with anyone. Okay, he hardly disagrees with anyone. So option D is the final answer to this question. Question 62. So this question is also under contrastive stress. A good description includes specific nouns. So the emphasized word is includes, not specific, not description, not nouns, and all of that. So it includes. So you need to look for an option that does not include includes. Okay, so it shouldn't include the word includes. It should have something different. It could have something different, but not that specific word. Okay, so option A is the final answer to this question. Does a good description exclude specific nouns? Option A is the final answer to this question. Choose the word that has the same consonant sound as the underlined letter. So the word is pleasure. Okay, so S is underlined and it is pronounced as Y. Okay, so option A we have rejoice. Option B we have surge. Option C we have seizure. Option D we have reassure. Okay, so the answer to this question is option C, seizure. Okay, we can see that the sound is also in the word seizure. What you have in option A and B is quite different from what you have in pleasure and seizure. So what you have in A and B is G. Okay, it's in the word jog. Okay, rejoice, surge is always written like that. Okay, it's one sound actually. Okay, so it's different for what you have in option C. So option C is the final answer to this question. Question 64. So this question is based on the Life Changer novel. Whose reticent nature while growing up ending the title The Quiet One? The answer to this question is option A, Tali. Okay, and we can find this on page 21. Okay, Tali is called the quiet one. So option A is the final answer to this question. Question 65. So in this question, select the option that best explains the information conveyed in the sentence. The solution lies in choosing between various negative alternatives. So the answer to this question is option C. What the sentence means is that there are several negative options, one of which is the solution. So option C is the final answer. The solution can be found in one of the negative options. Option C is the final answer to this question. Question 66. So this question is under contrastive stress. Emeka finished his homework yesterday. So Emeka is emphasized. So the answer to this question is definitely option A, who finished his homework yesterday. So in contrastive stress, you need to look for an option that does not include the emphasized word or have a different word compared to the emphasized word. Okay, so option A is the final answer because it does not include Emeka. So option B, C, and D have Emeka in it. So option A is the final answer to this question. Question 67. Now choose the option that is nearest in meaning to the underlying word. So this is synonyms, right? After thousands of years of existing, elephants still remain extant. So option A, subdued. Subdued means defeated. Okay, option B, pulverized means destroyed. Option C, strong is a positive word. D, enduring means the ability to withstand challenges and difficulties. So extant is still in existence. Okay, surviving. So option D is the final answer to this question. Question 68. This question is based on the Life Changer novel. So Salma stayed at the most coveted and famous Dash hostel. So the answer to this question is option A, Queen Amina Hall, and you can find this on page 31, chapter 4. Okay, so option A is the final answer to this question. Question 69. Now this question is based on the Life Changer novel. Who called the attention of the district head when it was discovered that Tali buys more than he could consume from the supermarket? The answer to this question is option B, the grocers. Okay, and you can find this on page 22, chapter 3. Okay, so Tali had already established his regular market purchases. They were already used to his regular order in the market, and suddenly he changed it. It actually doubled. Okay, and the grocers knew that he was living alone and he couldn't possibly consume all that he was ordering. So it was a suspicious act, and so they had to report this to the district head. So the answer to this question is option B, the grocers. Question 17. In this question, identify the word that has the stress on the first syllable. Okay, so you can rely on my pronunciation to solve this question. Okay, so option A we have confirm, option B we have intact, Option C, we have resist. Option D, we have salon. Okay, so based on my pronunciation, you can tell that option D is the final answer to this question because the stress is on the first syllable, salon. Okay, so I know that many of us may be used to pronouncing option B as intact. Okay, so it is intact. Okay, option D is the final answer to this question. Okay, we've come to the end of this tutorial. I believe it was enjoyable and I'm sure it was impactful as well. Okay, so do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button and tap on the bell notification to get informed as soon as we release the next video. Thanks for joining us and I hope to see you in our next video. Bye!